and also doesn't have a CC immunity. So he's an A plus just because of his ult and his stun. But like,
I mean, yeah. Oh shit, my fucking recording wasn't working. Yeah, Achilles is A plus because he can flex, he has an execute, and Agni is an A plus because he can always be picked. Zincup I think is an A. He got nerfed pretty hard. I feel like on her
who is
Zincup,
Amazon Cab is like A to A plus, I'd say, just because
I
the
feel
Bs are
like
still broken.
Bs are still nice, but I feel like his lack of mobility.
The three, not the one. I mean, it's it's still decent because he has hives. They didn't get nerfed too much, did they? Or at all? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they nerfed
Yeah,
the two and the passive
yeah,
for
but
some
like
reason.
there's so many picks right now that involve just hard diving, and Blink is seeing more prevalence, or yeah, Blink is seeing more relevance in support, where like even Kepris go Blink now. It's a lot harder for AMC to get away, and it's a lot easier for Guardians in particular to close the gap. Also, characters like Ares are becoming more popular, as well as Thor.
Yeah, that's
So like
plus. He's an A definitely though. A solid A plus just because of that. He's like barely out of A
Opwash
plus.
A. I feel like
Is there B plus? Is there
there
a
is
B
B
plus?
plus.
Oh, I guess is
His
that bad?
his
Is
counter
B
matchup
plus
into
bad?
Isis
B plus is like
situational.
counter pick.
Yeah, situational.
He is very situational, but the situation where he's in, he has fucking like insta kills everything. Like he counters a number two. I mean, I wouldn't put Isis number two, but
I'd
like
say number 3 or
but
4
like she's definitely like he's the very strong.
into Isis. Yeah, I
Counter,
mean
yeah,
like
he. There's nothing she can do. Like actually, like she can't. Even if she CCs him, he gets his ult off in time, and then she still like gets fucking wrecked by it, and then she can't ult herself.
yeah. It's just like the amount of area control. He is one of the few characters that can match Isis's like objective secure.
It's just that
And
his early
objective
game
control?
is rough as fuck, dude. Like if you get punished in the early game, you just don't do much. You're just
Yeah.
not bot.
Which is why I think he can't be higher than B plus right now.
Yeah.
On her, I
Like,
think is
he
S.
could be an A, but I'd say A plus easily.
On her, I think S. I think he's
Yeah,
one of the
maybe
top characters.
Even straight above A plus, because I'm like playing ranked. I can't see it.
Okay.
Is it a bit above that?
Yeah, S is right above A plus.
Okay, I'd say S then, because definitely on her has little to no counterplay. The only gods that can counter him are fucking a Wheelix and like maybe another god, depending on the team comp. And like, if you pick a Wheelix, that's already a fucking mistake. So like,
Yeah. I mean, I think that Honor's just
It's just
super
kind of-
sick. His ult's on a 75-second cooldown, meaning he's super safe because of the amount of CC immunity he gets all the time. His Impale, great self-peel, great damage. His
Pillar is broken
one
as fuck.
pillar is great.
Most broken
Great.
ability.
Like, his abilities are all just, like, both self-peel and, like, you can play them aggressively. Like, he's super flexible in that sense. He's also super flexible in a draft where he can go both mid and ADC and just put in work there. Like, he has so many, like, flexible options where I don't think he can be below S right now. Amaterasu, I think, is A plus. That's just me. I think she
Yeah.
alone,
I think the flexibility is just good enough, and her kit is still insane late game.
like late game, it's really hard to beat a team that has an Ama late game. I think. Anubis, I think, is like C.
I'd say C plus because he does have some counter.
There is
Like
no
there's
C+.
There's no C
some
plus.
gods-
It's either B or C.
B then B if there's B then put him in B because he does
Okay.
have some counterplay. Like certain gods like Vulcan just get completely fucking shit. There's
I
Why
feel
is
like
my-
you just punish him so hard though. Like because he has to stand still for most of his abilities. Like a good team will just punish him as soon as he does that. I don't think like you can really get most of your damage off. As soon as they get anti-heal and they get like a 3-man dive on you, you're just dead, and there's not much anyone can do about that. The biggest problem with Anubis, I think, though, is just like he's super snowbally. Like if you get behind, you literally do nothing.
yeah, except being an objective killer. That's like all you
Yeah.
got.
Cause like I mean, late game, his 3 is his only form of safe damage, and people aren't gonna sit in that for too long unless you stun them out. His ult unsafe, his 1 is unsafe. I feel like I have to put him in C just because of that. He's super situational. Like I don't see you ever picking Anubis over another character. Ao Kwang B plus.
Yeah, Anubis is just a counterplay, honestly. You don't ever pick Anubis just for picking it. I was trolling picking him like that.
I think Ao Kwang is B plus, maybe A. I say B
I'd say
plus.
B plus. I'd say because in comp at least, if you're picking it, it's a comfort pick. You're never picking that god like because meta. He has too many counters as well.
I mean, you always
He's
just
not
pick him to camp the soul laner.
he's not awful, but like
He has a predictable game plan, and like it's super hard to get the execute off late game, unless you're looking at the tanks, but you're trying to shred the squishies. And also, like, you have to be super up close to deal your damage, and it's really hard to fit defense items on Ao Kwang. So it's like you get blown up really hard. So you have to be ahead in order for the character to work.
yeah,
Aphrodite, I think, is also in B plus.
yeah. She's actually I would put her in a little bit above that just because she does have flexibility and also like
But
healing
I
meta
feel
is
like
sort of here.
if you put her in solo, you just lose.
Yeah, but it's just like the what is this?
I think that the problem with Aphrodite, no matter where you put her, is that she just lacks that pressure way too much. Like, if you put her in solo, you just lose pressure. You
She does,
probably
actually
lose
she
blue
doesn't lose
buff.
pressure anymore with the cooldown thing they added a while back.
Yeah, but
Remember they
like,
buffed.
even if you're putting her in mid, then you lack damage. If you're putting her in solo,
Yeah.
you lack pressure. You're not gonna like out pressure a warrior because they just outbox you usually. I feel like Afro is super niche because of that, and I think she can be in B plus. I do see the argument for A because she is flexible and she is a healer, but I feel like
I think she's just barely in A, but like she would. I feel like she does qualify for it, but just barely.
I feel like she's barely out of A, so I'm gonna put her in B plus for now. Apollo A plus. He has some flexibility. He has a global ultimate.
Who?
Apollo.
Apollo, yeah, I'd say he's definitely A plus or A.
I
Like
don't.
he has everything you need. It's just that there's better specializations like on her. Just like he's definitely top tier though.
Do you think that Cherno just takes Apollo's spot? Like as a global hunter? Because I feel like Cherno
Huh?
just does what.
Chernobog is definitely better.
So I'd say I
Cherno
put.
does everything he needs and better.
Yeah, I say I put Apollo in A
Faster.
because of that.
He has better crowd control, like it's safer. Better safety with his 3.
Yeah. His attack
just,
speed
like,
stam
cooldown
is almost as good. Arachne B plus? A B
She got
plus?
nerfed really hard. She got nerfed.
Oh,
really
yeah,
hard,
she
I'd
did,
say-
didn't
I'd
she?
say B plus. B
Yeah.
plus. She's too situational.
Yeah, she just doesn't get her damage off. Ares A plus? A? I say A
He
plus.
does still get.
He can be flexed into 3 roles right now. That might even be S. Like, yeah, his solo isn't like the best, but like you can still put him in there. His support is always gonna be fine. It's Ares support. You just play him to be aggressive, and his jungle is now a thing that you can play with.
Yeah, actually, that might put him in S. Just
Because of the triple flex, and not to mention the fact that he just does damage and is one of the most scary damaging guardians in the game. And he can be built super tanky and still do that damage. His 2 is broken.
Like walking out of your noises.
Exactly.
It's just like there's little counterplay to him. Like the counterplay is if you shut him down early with a certain types of god like Nemesis, but like if you don't shut him down, there's no shutting down.
Yeah,
Ever.
exactly. He's super snowbally, but it's really hard to stop him from snowballing. Artemis, I'd say B plus, one of those two.
I'd say B plus A, just because like I feel like her ult is still so fucking broken and her stim is insane.
Her 2 and her ult definitely bring her out of anything
Like
below B.
it's literally the only reason she's not in fucking like Z tier.
Yeah. Her ult is actually nuts. I feel like the only issue though is like the CC comes out a little slow. It's not like an instant Ares stun, you know, or an instant Athena taunt, or even something like an instant Medusa ult, you know. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a little lackluster in that sense. Instant Cupid heart bombs, you know. Because like you have to ping them out one at a time, and I think that just makes it a little
Who
bit.
it is?
Artemis.
Yeah, I honestly think she'd barely be an A, but she is definitely a B plus at least. Like
Yeah, I
she's
think
not situational to the point where like
Yeah.
she's in.
I can agree with that. Maybe she's a counter to a character, and we're just gonna have to see it. Ardio A plus or A. I mean, Ardio does get shit on really hard by Ares. Not gonna lie.
Wait, Ardio?
Yeah, Ardia.
She's not bad. I think she's just always a decent pick. Like, she's got about everything you need. Pressure. She's got good CC, good healing.
Yeah.
She's just like a good jack of all trades. That's not always necessary. It's just like if you can't find anything, she's decent.
Yeah, I feel like just the fact that her matchup into Ares and like Set, or not Set, Ares and on her are pretty
Poseidon
shitty. Poseidon as
as
well.
well.
I feel like Ares in particular
Yeah.
just really just
Well,
shits on her.
she's definitely an A at least.
Yeah,
Like, there's
I
no
agree
way she
she's an
gets any
A.
lower
I don't think she's
than
an A
nothing
plus
else.
yet because like her
Yeah.
solo lane is subpar compared to other Guardians right now, and her support is subpar to other supports, but she can still flex it. So put her in A. Athena A plus, I think.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Her, I mean, dash taunt, ult, like that kind of just runs games on
I
its
think
own
that's
usually.
A plus at least. Very
Yeah.
at least A plus. Yeah.
I don't know if we can argue for her to be an S, but
I wouldn't. I'd say the problem with her being an S would be that she's so telegraphed. Like she's unless she like blink taunts, but that's still like
you know what's gonna
that's still
happen
kind
after
of
the
rolling.
second
Like
time.
if she dash taunts you, she can be killed by like half of the gods. Like Erasian will counter the fuck out of her or something like that.
Yeah,
She can be countered really hard by some gods.
yeah. I mean, like the reason that she's an A plus is it's old reliable, but at the same time, it's
Yeah,
also super
and the
predictable.
global pressure is also pretty good, but that's just because, yeah, like she's always going to be a good pick. I'd say it's just that there are counters to her. She's not completely uncounterable.
Yeah, a wheelish B plus.
I'd say A.
A.
There's
Okay.
a lot of gods in the meta. She like on her especially that she does have a really good matchup into.
I can see that. Yeah. Her ult in particular. Bacchus B plus. I think. I don't really see why you'd pick Bacchus right now over.
Actually, I'd say A because he does have good pressure early game and like insane aggression, and if you can get him online, he's good.
Oh.
Behind, he's still actually Mirrodin and the new item Prid Window do a lot on this god, so I'd say that he's barely an A, but
I get where you're coming from there. My biggest issue with Bacchus is like, I mean, he's just worse Ares in the sense that he has to snowball to be really effective. Except it's
or
like,
just be even with which we can get punished like by certain team.
yeah, it's like the issue with that is like Ares. How do you counter Blink Shackle? You know, you have to beats or you have to fight him back. But early game, he just does more damage and is tankier than you. Bacchus is kind of the same way, except he has no CC immunity in his ult. He doesn't get movement speed from his Belch or anything like that, because Ares does get movement speed from Shackles. And, like, you have to commit a lot more with Bacchus when you're going flopping in versus
Yeah.
Ares. So, I mean, I do
It's
see
like-
the argument to A, but I'll put him in A, but I do think he might be B+. Bacchusur A? I haven't seen enough Bacchusur. I think he's sick. Like, A tier at least. Because of the new assassin item. What's it called?
Day.
Yeah?
The next god we're talking.
Bacchusur. I might have cut out.
Bakasura, oof. With the katana's nerf, that god is kind of unfortunate now. I'd say B. Actually, yeah.
I mean, I think B+.
B plus. Yeah.
Because, like, the, what's it called? The new assassin item, the one that gives movement speed when you ult. That's
Yeah,
kinda
that's
sick.
not bad. I just feel like Baka has so little he does. Like the cripple field is nice and the true damage is nice, but like Katana's getting nerfed means you can't get like the comfortable build early.
That's true. I didn't even think of the katana nerf. Do you think he's all the way down in B, though?
I'd say B. Like I'd say B. Like I'd say in between B and B plus because at this point like the items are so bad. But if
You cut out what?
they get nerfed too much, it's like the price is increased from what it used to be. But I mean, it's just a way slow early game and like you don't do anything past. And certain team counts can counter him mid guards and an item. I
Yeah,
don't know. He's just too situational at this point.
I agree. What about Baron, B+?
You can put him wherever you want, but I'd say like B plus or B.
I think Baron's B+. I mean, you can flex him in 2 to 3 roles. Not very effectively in any of them, but like you can play him in those roles. His ult is always going to be super strong for just isolating usually a tank or something like that, or at least forcing some sort of CC immunity from them. So that's always going to be just a strong pickup. The damage on it is actually really nice. His utility with the heal as well as the attack speed and damage reduction on his 1 combined with the root and the kind of zone control with that. It's kind of nice, but like he just lacks pressure in any role he plays. So, Bastet,
Uh, B plus, I'd say, because she does have still a lot of damage.
she has a shit ton of damage. So I think I agree with that. B plus. I mean, it sucks that her cats are just like
Yeah,
fucking
the cats
useless
are
late
only good
game.
early game. They're like early game. They're in actually late game. They can tank towers and phoenixes, which is still pretty good. Like
It's decent, yeah.
because they have a fuck ton of HP. Like
Hmm.
that's bad against gods, but against objectives, they last a long time.
That is
So I'd say
true.
she's like B plus to A, but I feel like she's still inconsistent.
I
So
feel like you wouldn't pick her over like half the junglers in
most
the
things,
game.
yeah,
So I'd
yeah.
put her in
Like
B
she's it's
plus.
more like
Just like you might be able to kill like a carry with no mobility or something like that. Bologna A plus, I think.
you're into
What? You're cutting out super hard.
what's the next card?
Bologna.
Just A.
I
Always.
think A
She's always good.
plus.
I'd say A plus. Actually, Pridwin probably makes her barely an A plus. I'd say.
I mean, she's always just gonna be good. She
Yeah,
can't be
she's always
below
good.
A.
Yeah,
I think she's
A
just.
is like where she's always gonna be at least.
I think A plus just because like I mean she can win half the matchups at least in solo lane.
The thing is, she also counters hunters, which is like good right now. But my problem with Bellona is that like I feel like her anti-hunter thing good enough sometimes.
It isn't, yeah, because it's just like you have to hit it and it's like super situational and shit like that. But you have to keep in mind that she is one of the few warriors that has a built-in anti-hunter-esque part to her kit. Like very few other warriors have something that's dedicated to stopping hunters from doing their damage, which I think just like puts her above. Like the only other character that can do that is like Nike, but you know how that goes, right?
Next god.
Cabrakan,
I'd say
Cabrakan A all the way up there. I was thinking
Yeah.
B plus.
Because he does. Honestly, I feel like he is extremely underrated right now. Like his kit is just good in solo. He just wins lane, like hard. He does so much fucking damage.
I think Cabrakan is super situational. I think
Also,
that
one of the only gods in the game that can get the T2 Rangdas build and never upgrade it and just get pressure in lane.
I think that Cabrakan is strictly just better Odin right now. And that's like what you play him into. Like characters that just can't get out of Odin cage, you'd pick Cabrakan instead. Because he gets the
I'm so
pressure.
fucking-
He gets the pressure, and then he also gets the damage. Like he has a shit ton of damage early
I
game.
think, and like Kabrakan's late game is really good. Like the damage carries fucking are scared as fuck of him for good reason.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that the only issue with him is like these other aggressive guardians. If you get behind with him, you're really just not doing much besides dying, I'd say. So I think that I can't put him above A because he's A, situational, and B, like, I mean, you rely on getting ahead. But I do see the argument for A because he just like does get pressure wherever he is. It's just like, is it enough to keep him snowballing really?
I don't think he needs to snowball. He just needs not to fall behind, which is like decent. He just needs his blue buff, honestly. So like, if you can get his blue buff, which isn't that difficult, it's doable.
But would you ever pick him over Yorm? I wouldn't.
Sometimes I'd say he's actually good enough.
Maybe. I'll put him in B plus, but I think that he could move to A if we give him some experimentation.
Yeah, it depends on like how much people practice him, because people have yet to play him like in this split.
Kamazat's B, B plus. Which one? B.
Contagion exists.
Oh yeah, you're right. Contagion literally just hard counters this character. Yeah. Cerberus B plus, perhaps. Maybe B.
I'd say A, because he's just like decent. He's like
Yeah.
he's never bad, but he's never good. Like he's there.
Yeah, he gets aggression. He's aggressive. You can put him in 2 roles. He's just like a worse
It's like-
Ares right now.
And I mean, he is good into healers because like the passive and shit, and also like I'd say his damage is pretty high for a guardian, but like
It is really
He's
high.
he's not impressive. He's just there. Like he's pickable. Like I don't think there's any comps that I would say like, oh, Cerberus is just bad to pick, but like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not explicitly picking him over anybody. He has good sustain, good pressure.
I think the biggest thing is he's flexible. You can put him in 2
Yeah.
roles.
He's just okay everywhere.
Cernados?
CERN, I'd say A.
A. I mean, yeah, he's just like the standard hunter right now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
you
like a
just play him.
standard. Like you can play him. You can pick him in a lot of team comps, and it's fine. It's just that like Gnosis immunity is like the only reason this god is not in S.
Honestly, I kind of agree with that. I mean, like his ult is pretty good for team fights and just like boxing. His 2 decent wave clear, not the best, not the worst. Mediocre CC if you hit it, right? I mean,
Actually, no, the CC is pretty good.
well, yeah, but like you have to
root
hit
is,
it.
like easy to hit, and the ult is also pretty large, like area.
I think the ult is pretty nice. I think the
That ult
way
is insane.
the capability to cancel your dash in the 1v1 is so nice. Like just
Autos, like cancels.
yeah, the auto 2 auto dash auto, but like you cancel the dash. I think that's really sick. And that just allows for a lot of outplay potential, and that alone I think puts him in A. Chalk. I think Chalk got buffed good enough to be in like AA plus.
I'd say A, because A plus is a bit too hard. Like A, I'd say he's a jack of all trades, but a bit above. He's like medium to above medium and on every ability, but like that's not enough to put him in like A plus.
I mean, the thing I always think is like you can really never lose lane as Chalk. You're always either stalemating it or winning it.
But that's the problem is that like sometimes you don't that if you just get made or like okay good, that's not good enough for like some.
That's fair. That's fair.
Team comps. So
Yeah.
I'd say like he's almost an A plus. I'd say, but like there is something keeping him. I think.
I think the
cast time on some abilities.
I think it's just like his 1 only doing damage instead of anything else is keeping him
and
out of A plus.
his 2 only giving him like base protections is kind of.
Whoa, the protections are nuts. It's like 100.
No, it's nuts, but like I feel like that just doesn't fit on the character. Like they should just give him something else because it's awkward to stack because like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I don't think that's his problem.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't a lot.
I mean, come late game, you're really just an press axe.
His ult is insane, and his 3 is pretty good late game.
His
but,
3
like,
is nuts late game. It just covers the entire area with his axe.
Yeah, also it does double stacks and it procs on phoenixes and towers.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Honestly,
that's like the
if
best
they
part.
change like maybe like late game, his passive is useless.
If they buff something about his 1 or his 2, he literally becomes like
Really
A
good.
plus to S.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
becomes really good.
He's
Chang'e!
really like Chang'e's barely A, I'd say. Like she can be put. Her solo is pretty good. Her mid is meh, and everyone
Yeah.
else is kind of just. Actually, her ADC is pretty decent, but
Yeah, I agree with that.
I just feel like the problem with Chang'e is that like you rely too much on having your items early game because you just if you lose mana you just don't do anything.
But the cool thing about her is she can buy without backing.
Yeah, meditation and solo on Chang'e is literally the most broken thing in the game. Also, it allows you to not have to build teleport, so
And that's always-
meditation is really good in the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just a lot of sustain from the character. I mean, the ult also just gives you not only does it like set up in team fights, but it also just gives you pressure. They can't group up nearly as much because if they do, it's one of the most devastating ults in the game.
She's not an A plus though, because like she relies too much on like people grouping up and
I
relies
agree.
too much on healing and not a lot of mobility is also kind of meh.
And her early game, like you said earlier.
Yeah, her early game is kind of Pepega depending on what lane you're facing.
Sure, no, I'm gonna put an A plus. I think he's just better Apollo.
Yeah, he's just he's good at everything.
Yeah.
He's not broken to the point where like you have to pick him every game, but like holy shit. If you get him ahead, he does everything. If he's even, he does a lot, and if he's behind, he still does decent.
He's safe enough to not
and his
be
build patterns like the most
flexible.
like you can flex him. Yeah, like the current build right now is like Transcendence Jotuns, but you can literally build everything on him. Like you can build crits, you can build attack speed. You can
I
build
agree with that.
ability.
Yeah. I just
Also,
think
that 3 is 2 boosted.
I like his 2 is insane as an ability. His 3 is nuts as an ability. Like the 1 is the only mediocre
It's
ability
good
on him.
clear though.
Yeah, but like,
like-
yeah, it's a decent enough clear, and it's also a root, so it just sets up for your autos. And his ult is
And
like
it's-
one of the best hunter ults in the game. Period.
Yeah, and also the thing with his 1 is that like, what's good about it is you can drop it on speed and it instantly goes on cooldown, and you still get you like. There's no way you ever not get speed XP.
That's
with
true.
it.
And the fact
Unless
that he
you're
can
playing with a
flex
stupid
into
junk.
2 roles. Like he's so close to being an
Yeah, or
S. If
3,
they...
honestly, jungle. He could play jungle, but like that's just like if you're really like
That's a little troll.
fine with losing the first 2 minutes. No, I mean Sino did it, and he carried with it a while back in SPL.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
maybe.
he was playing. So it's like it's a very like
Niche.
it's like Geb jungle from Weekend. Like it's you can pick it, but like unless you have a clear thing in mind, you don't do that usually.
Exactly. Chiron, I'm putting an A. The cleanse is
Yeah.
really sick.
Good damage, decent pressure now early game.
Yeah, they buffed his 1 a while back,
The
yeah.
dash is still pretty easy to counter though, which is the main issue I'd say with him.
I think that's the only thing keeping him out of A+.
And the passive is fucking horrible. Like no, like the healing is okay for the first 3 levels, and then after that it's the most useless passive in the game.
Yeah.
For the rest of the game.
So, I
We
mean,
need to rework that passive.
Kronos is cool and all. I think he's just S+. He's like one of the least counterable characters in Smite, in my opinion.
Yeah, like that's the problem. Like his early game is counterable, but like
even if you
he's
do.
0-11, his late game is uncounterable. Like the only way you can kill him is if you have something like extreme burst that can kill him before his ult goes off. But like he just gets an HP item like E-Staff, like Pythags, like Book of the Dead, and then he doesn't die. So like
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know,
absurd.
like, and if you die with your ult up, that's literally that's usually on you.
Do you think the ring nerf is gonna be enough to bring him down?
No, because he still gets. Because don't forget, Shaman's Ring is getting buffed.
Oh, true.
So like, that's a viable first item now.
How about Kukulin?
He's A. He's like.
I
pickable.
think Kukulin's worse than Chalk.
No, I mean he's.
I think
like,
he's
A is-
so
A
much.
is flexible. It's just like A is like the most flexible thing. It's just
That's
like,
true. I'll put him
You
in
can still pick him in a lot of situations. It's just like he doesn't bring a whole lot. He's just like okay, you can like it's like okay, you're just picking Coco and that's fine. But like
there. He's just like a standard pick, you
he
know.
has good pressure though. His pressure is fucking wild.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just that, like that's basically.
I
don't
think
know,
that
he's
if he
like
gets
a
too
warrior.
far behind though, like he just can't do anything, because his
Yeah,
dive,
he's like-
that's
he's-
literally all he does is
he's-
dive backline. Cupid, B+? I think B+.
B plus.
Almost
The
A.
cripple field is good. He would be A if the cripple field didn't fucking get countered by wing blade and sprint.
Yeah, I think that's true. I
That's-
agree with that.
That's so that's just bad. Like honestly, remove this slow and just make it a fucking stun when it ends. When it pops. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that completely. Just the lack. I mean, the problem I always have with Cupid is that he's a quote-unquote ability-based hunter with 2 damaging abilities, and 1 being on his ultimate, you know? Like
Although I
the
will say that the rest of his kit is like good. I like the sustain from his 2. It's a really good late game sustain, and even in lane it's okay.
and laning is the best part in my opinion, because if you're but the problem is
Also,
that
his 1v1 potential is pretty good against a lot of hunters. It's just that like that's not good enough. And his
I feel
dash is
like-
okay.
I feel like Cupid would be better in a meta where the support's in dual lane, because
Yeah,
the
because
hearts
his hearts.
allow the support to play super aggressive, but also gives him mana so he can also play super aggressive. But like
Yeah,
since
it's
that's not the
definitely,
case,
like I think it's definitely, and the problem with that is that if it's a dual lane meta where there's 2 sprint. and
yeah,
you
exactly. It's just
so,
like rough
it's
for
really
her.
Just like a,
It's either
it's
you
literally
want
just this.
yeah, either you want to optimize the 1 or you want to optimize the ult, or I mean the 2, or you want to optimize the ult. You can't really do both. Next is Dodgy. What do you think about her? A plus?
S A plus. I mean A plus.
I was gonna say S is a little
I
wild.
No, I like accidentally thought about that, but like A plus because like she has good everything and she has insane team fights.
Her team fight is one of the best. I agree. I mean,
her early game is bad for the first 2 levels, but then at level 3 she gets a 3rd point in her 2, or she gets her 3, and then she can clear well. Like that's literally just like her only weakness, I'd say.
yeah, her level 1 and
and
2
some-
clear is like the bad part.
And I mean, like the only counters I'd say to her would be Nox, but that's only situational; it doesn't affect her ult, and then
Geb.
cleansers. But cleansers are like not always in the game. It's there's
Yeah,
only, like 3 of them that are
I think
viable.
Geb is the one big one because he has his immunity
Gab
on
def
himself,
buffs her really hard.
and he also has the shield for allies.
But that's only one person though, or like 2 people at best. So like
Yeah, but that's like
she's still like good.
you're not really grouping up for a dodgy ult, so you're spreading out usually. So it's 2
High
people
damage,
max.
good CC. Although she is mechanical, that's why she's not an S. I'd say like because her ult is mechanically.
Intensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard, but like it is.
It's harder than Bat's ult.
It's hard. It's hard to get a lot of effectiveness. Like you'll always get like 1 person generally, but like getting 3 people or more is fucking impossible nearly.
Yeah, I agree with that. How about Disco? A?
She's A to A plus. I'd say A because she's always good.
Almost A plus because the pressure she gives to Soul Inner because of her passive.
Yeah, but I'd say that her biggest issue is her apple is so fucking like literally any wall. I think it's too big. The apple is too big, and it just
That's
fucking
so
knocks off
ironic.
everything. Like literally, there's too many fucking things that can like.
I think I agree with that.
Awesome.
Like in the jungle fight, it's rare that you're gonna get the apple through unless you're in like FG pit. You know, like you have
Like,
to
that's-
hard set up for
Yeah,
it.
like that's the problem is that her apple is literally what like in an open team fight, like in mid lane or some shit, where people are grouped up when it can't miss. Even if it hits 1 person, that ult is good enough. But like, dude, it's so easy to avoid, and it just fucking bounces everywhere that you don't need it to bounce.
Yeah, like 1 pixel, it hits 1 pixel of a wall and it just bounces away. But I think the rest of her
Yeah.
kit's kind of sick. Like
Yeah,
her 1
the
is
rest
just
of her kit is overpowered as fuck. Like,
her 1 is insane damage. Her 2 is actually one of the best like mage CCs in the game.
yeah, and it does a lot of damage if
Yeah.
you hit more people than 2.
And her 3 giving cooldown reset is always a bonus.
It's
Plus,
a good. It's also like SEC, like an immunity for one big source of damage.
yeah, like you can beat something and then just immune a Ralt or something like that, and then turn the
I
fight
would
off that.
barely put her in A plus just because like the CC immunity from her ult, but like I feel like just because it's inconsistent.
I really want to put her in A plus because of the passive. I think the passive is insane.
That's overpowered as fuck. Yeah, like I'd say she's barely in A plus, or
Yeah.
like at the absolute edge of A to A plus. It really depends.
Her passive is OP.
Yeah, like every solo laner's dreams or an ADC's dream
Yeah.
if he's aggro enough.
Erlong is S, no questions asked. CC,
I'd say A plus just because there is some counter ability with
there
him.
is, but
Like,
it
he's
really
like-
doesn't matter, I don't
that the-
think.
He's at the I'd say.
I think he's just S purely because he's Erlong, bro. Like, I mean, he can technically flex into 3 roles, I mean, but you really always pick him in
5,
jungle.
Bro.
He's flexible at
4.
5.
5? Yeah,
You can
sure.
put him in dual lane because he's a warrior.
Yeah, you can put him anywhere, yeah.
Fuck Meerkat, dude.
But like, I mean, even if he's not flexible in 5, the fact that he's Erlong Shen with 3 CC abilities and
Yeah.
just like his early pressure is
biggest
pretty much
counter-
the best.
He does have one big issue though. No CC immunity means that Ares and gods like this just fucking pick him.
Yeah,
Dodge, he picks him on cooldown and shit like that.
that's true.
But that's like honestly that's not.
That's
okay,
not a
I'm doing
big deal
fucking
because he usually outpressures gods like that. Like, I mean, we see it in games like that where it's like, yeah, they pick Ares into the Erlong, but Erlong just presses 2 on the Ares while he's out of position and just like shits on him, you know? Like,
Yeah.
there's that lack of CC immunity, but it usually doesn't matter if it's on the support or the jungler because he just out jungles them or just does more damage than them usually. Like, he can win any 1v1 early game, and it's really
Mid-game
just
and
like,
late game he can still do it.
yeah, mid game and
Depending
late
on the
game he
matchup.
still has a high potential to win that, and late game his teamfight isn't awful because of his ultimate.
Yeah, because he's a warrior.
Yeah, so I don't think Erlong can be below S. That's just my opinion though. Fafnir A plus. I think Fafnir's A
Wait, what?
plus.
No, I'd say he's A.
A?
Bad pressure and too situational. I'd say the problem is that like skill intensive 1, very high mana cost early game, so he does really nothing.
Yeah,
He's too situational on hunters. Like he needs hunters to do it decently.
that's fair. I mean, yeah, you
feel
don't
like-
really only pick him with double hunter. Right, so I can see that argument.
I don't know, or maybe just like one really good hunter, but
Or a hunter without a stim, like an on her. I think he's sick with on her. Stun, pillar, impale, and you're just boosting him. Like, that's kind of nice. I think that Fafnir has a lot of objective control, though, because of his cores, and I do really like that. I think
but
that
frenzy's an item, so like it's not necessary.
that's true. Fenrir? Fenrir with Pride Wind's kind of sick,
A, I'd
but
say
I'll put him A.
Like, he is counterable as fuck though, because like cripples just mess him up, and
But
can
he
still
is
take
flexible.
yeah, he is flexible in 3 roles, so like maybe 4 if you're wild enough for ADC. Let's just clear it.
Yeah. I think that just because of flexibility, Pride Wind, he's like at least A, but the fact that he gets crippled out and shit, you know, that really hurts him.
And like I mean, he's still decent. Like he's always gonna be an okay pick, I think, and I think he's still in the meta as a support and shit. People just don't realize it.
I think he's kind of sick in solo.
Yeah, in solo, that's one of my favorite. Or in jungle where he just goes brutalize and just fucking one shots you.
Yeah. Freya B. They kind of
No,
gutted this
definitely not.
character.
She's B plus. She's still pickable. It's just that like, I mean, you don't want to pick her over anything unless you like want a specific team comp where you need a major DC and Soul and Kratos are banned.
And Olaran are all banned.
I forgot about it. Early run. Oops.
But
like,
she's
she's
definitely
still-
the worst
she's still
major
pickable.
DC. She is pickable,
She's
but
still-
like, you really think they're gonna ban Olaran, Soul, and
Her
Chronos?
pressure is still good, and that's like what matters the most about Freya right now. And her ult still fucking swings.
Her ult is like,
And the
I don't
bandage
think they
is decent.
changed it. I don't think they
Yeah,
changed the ult.
ult fucking one shots.
The ult does like 1,200 damage without being able to touch her. It's kind of
good
absurd.
safety. Her 3 is also pretty decent self peel and also just good setup. So I think that's like why she's not like bad. She's just pickable.
I
She
feel
might
like
even be
the-
A, honestly.
I don't think she's A because the rings. She was the
Yeah.
mage that relied on the rings the most, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I'm gonna put her in B plus. What about Ganesh?
Yeah.
I think A plus. Good matchups into like
A+, yeah.
Horus, Erlong.
Very good ult. His 2 is decent peel. The setup is good.
Yeah,
Can be built differently. Like you can build a power item and just fucking shit stomp people.
that's true. I like him.
I don't know. He's all everywhere.
He's pretty consistent wherever he's picked. Geb? Also A plus.
A plus, yeah. Like bad pressure, but that's literally his only issue. He'd be SS if not from his pressure.
Dude, if his Cataclysm had the same damage throughout instead of just like decreasing as it increased in length, he would be literally S at least. Dude, this character is so close to being broken. We're lucky he's not.
He is playable in literally every lane except for dual lane and as an ADC
Yeah, I agree with
if
that.
you like build him well enough. And like it's kind of wild how his scaling is insane. That's why in jungle he's still pickable. Like
Yeah.
you can pick him in jungle and just go like
Didn't we see it in
okay.
SPL? Weekend
yeah.
played it, right?
and I'm pretty sure Weekend might have played it.
Yeah, I think Weekend played it. He played Terra
Maybe
game 1 and then
Chiro. Chiro definitely played it in ranked at least.
yeah. Guan Yu A plus.
I'd say A plus because he only has like one matchup where he gets fucked where like, and depending on the team that you're facing, he does really good. Like, if you're playing an immobile mage that doesn't have a leap over a wall, you
You're
literally
screwed.
do not do anything. You can't build movement speed as previously tried,
Yep.
and you can't build power because he just cancels his ult and dashes out of your Kraken or a Scylla ult and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Guan Yu's absurd with that horse. I think Cavalry Charge just makes it so that he's always going to be a threat. He can be flexed into jungle and solo, maybe even support. I don't like him in support.
No, I say, and even solo and jungle, yeah. So like,
So that's 2 flexes at least, maybe 3. That combined with the fact that he does just like completely negate any like immobile character like Scotty. I think just can't do anything into him. Like Amazenkov can't do anything. Poseidon really can't do anything. Like there's a lot of characters that he just shuts down because he's Guan. Like even Olorun and shit like that. Characters like that, I think he just shuts down super hard because just his ult allows him to
also
close the
late game
distance.
is insanely useful for a team.
Oh, yeah.
healing. And it has scaling now, so like
Hachiman A plus.
he's always good. Yeah.
Like I mean,
he's got little to no weaknesses.
yeah, I don't think he can ever be bad. Hades B plus B. I'm leading B.
B plus simply because of the
pressure?
Simply because or also because he's like flexible. You
Yeah.
can put him in solo and mid. Even in jungle, he is still pickable because the decent clear and like. Problem is that he just doesn't fit the playstyle of the game. Like he doesn't. He's like a character that's not in the right game. Like
I agree with that.
like his kit is a good fighting game kit, but like in Smite it just doesn't.
He
Wait,
just
who?
Hades.
He's like he
Oh yeah.
and his kit is like this close to being good, but like there's just something lacking. It's like put him as a rework him again as a guardian, or just like rework him completely.
I agree with
His kit
that.
just doesn't doesn't fit anything basically.
Mm-hmm. Habwa A plus. I think he's A plus. Just
I say he's A plus just because of flex.
I mean that carpet just negates like half the CC in the game,
yeah.
bro.
And his damage is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, we
dude.
don't even have to talk about his 3 ults, you know, like whatever. Hell also A plus. Flexible.
I'd say so. Yeah, she is counterable though.
She is counterable. That's why she's not an
Unless she
S.
gets ahead. If she gets ahead, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you kind of
She
accept
also
it.
has very good. Her flexibility is insane. She's playable in all 5 roles.
Yeah, that's. I mean, jungle is a little iffy, but I'll
Jungle
agree
is
with
iffy,
4.
but it's still like she's just good enough that she could be played there.
I'll give you 4. I'll give you 4. I'll give you the support, the solo, the ADC, and the mid hell. I'll give you those 4. But I don't know about jungle. I think that she's just not useful in
It's
jungle.
just that she's
as
just
in,
good
like-
enough that she would be able to be played in there.
That's true. But I think the
But,
4-way
like-
flex is just really strong, combined with the fact that she has healing and a cleanse. The team-wide cleanse is like unique to her as a healer, because like Afro has a 2-man cleanse, Chang'e only has a
And
self
Charon can do it,
cleanse.
but Charon's just like
Chiron's is
not
way
the most
slower. Chiron's is because hers is technically like CC immunity kind of thing, where Chiron's is like a small
Charon
cleanse.
actually does have CC immunity now.
Yeah, it's
but
very like
like
very short.
It's very short, yeah.
What about Hera?
Also,
A?
I'd say she's A plus because they buffed polymorph like fucking idiots.
Oh yeah, they did. I
The
forgot.
the best ability, honestly, like it's one of the top 5 abilities in the game. I'd say. It's
can
just
agree with
that like her one is extremely horrible late game. It does nothing.
It does damage. Does a good amount of damage.
It does damage, but like you're not getting unless you're getting dove, and even then that's like, I feel like her one just doesn't fit her kit, and she doesn't have a passive because it's basically her ult. But like, that polymorph shield and the ult is just too overpowered.
Well, the passive is really good because you just get your ult up sooner whenever you auto
Yeah.
attack.
That I feel like they could just put that in the ult and just do like the Chronos treatment where they just put a
Yo,
new passive.
I don't want to buff Hera. I'm gonna be honest.
No, like, but
I'd
nerf her
rather not.
polymorph.
Nerf
But
her
nerf the
polymorph?
Remove the slow, but make it so that she has a passive and her one maybe does something. I don't know.
Perhaps, but I think she's just like really strong overall. Her
Yeah,
early
like,
game
she's
is her
always-
only like mediocre
Her early
point.
game actually isn't terrible. It's just that like
It's
her
mediocre.
level 2 is insane. Her level 2 is insane. Her level 1 is meh.
Yeah.
Because her speed buff clear is extremely awkward.
Yeah, probably. What about Hercules? A plus.
A plus because flexibility, I'd say.
He can be
But
played
he
in
can solely counter
support.
by anti-heal.
He can be played in support and
Jungle.
solo, jungle as well. I think the pressure he gets in like all those roles is kind of nice. His passive is really strong.
He's just good overall. He has everything you would need from a warrior. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Also insanely highest scaling physical ability in the game, and his ult
Yeah.
for some reason. Let's give it to a guardian. I mean a warrior.
Why not, dude? Horus. A plus.
A plus.
I think. I mean,
Flexible-ish.
Kind of.
Has healing, which is like extremely useful. Decent ability. The ult isn't underrated.
I
Great
think the biggest
pressure.
part is that like he's one of the best guardians with blink or best supports with blink level 1. Like getting blink first relic on him is really nice.
Yeah,
And
like
you're-
the pressure is just insane. Like
You're just able to run the early game because of that. The CC chain is absurd. You can kill even guardians with that. I
good
think
shred, good CC. Yeah, I don't know. He's like A plus because does have some counterplay, but that's
I mean,
only
like,
because
if he gets-
a hit behind.
if he gets like into characters like Ganesh or something that can interrupt his CC chain, for example,
Then he becomes a heal and ult bot, which is still like decent.
it's decent, but like you wouldn't pick Horus just to heal and ult, you know? So I feel like if you're going into a matchup that's like Kumba or like Ganesh, it's kind of rough for him, in my opinion.
I think it's just literally just the pressure that puts him in that high.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I'm just saying that that's his weakness,
Yeah.
keeping him out of S. Hu Yi, A plus as well. Big circle on his ult.
I'd say A plus, but the pressure level 1 is fucking horrendous. It's literally so bad.
That is true, but I mean that
It's
ult is
75
big.
I know, but 75 damage is bad level 1. Also no CC immunity, and a jump that can be interrupted and reset like 5 times in a row.
Yeah, you're right.
I
But
feel like he's barely out of A plus. he
big
is-
circle.
Yeah, it's like it's most awkward one. I don't know how to put him there. Can't get crit, which is good into a fail knocked meta. I have no clue. Like he's.
I mean, he's like I feel like he's literally in between A and A plus, like exactly, like he's right in between.
Like there's actually nothing. Like I don't even know like where to place him.
I will
Like,
put him in A plus, just
Yeah.
because big circle on the ultimate. Like you can't argue with that. It's amazing. Like just area denial. It's one of
if
the
you get
best
him
area
past the
denial.
Early game, he literally just carries like on his
Yeah.
own.
He's super sick because like on Phoenix defenses, you ult the Phoenix. Phoenix like
Siege, you get
sieges,
the
you ult
Phoenix.
the Phoenix. Gold Fury, ult the Gold Fury. Fire Giant, ult the Fire Giant. Like you just control that area that Hui
If you
Sunbreaker
want
is
it
going
back,
through.
you can just ult.
Yeah, exactly. It's I think the ult alone puts him in A plus, in A at least, and then the rest of his kit is decent enough to put him in A plus. Similar
Yeah.
to ult bots, Bats is here. Ooga Booga, ult central, A plus because of the ultimate.
Literally, his ult put him in A plus. The rest of his kit is like
It's just
good
there.
monkey toss, and I like the jump.
Yeah,
The 2 is just bad.
the 2 is pretty bad, but the ultimate is just broken.
Why does he have that 2 again? Like,
It doesn't matter because Banana Slamma, no matter how bad Banana Slamma is, you got fucking Fear No Evil, which literally is one of the best
also
CC
overhand
ultimates.
smash that respect button for allied, so that's like 50% of his use.
That's true. That's true. Okay, now we
But I
get
mean,
to Isis.
A plus.
S.
I'd say A plus because she's counterable.
She's
Please.
counterable, but I
Not
think
just by outwash. I feel like just gods with, because I've played against gods that just dive her with anti-heal on her kit, like a Bacchus with Ankh or some shit, or just a Bacchus with his fucking 3 and a lot of protections just ints on you.
now
and
I do agree with that sentiment, right? But she's like, how many mages can compete with her objective control?
not a lot, but there
Exactly.
are like a Kolkan and shit. But like the problem is that her abilities are a little bit too close range for me.
A bit too. I mean, yeah, her one
And she
isn't
can
the
still
best
get killed
long
really
range.
hard.
She can, but the problem is like it's so much harder than in the past.
I'd say she's S, but not S plus.
I agree. I think she's S. She's not S plus. She has counters, but It's so hard.
Izanami?
Isis, what the fuck?
Oh,
Isis, what the fuck, dude?
thought
I
you
love
What
my-
the
I love
fuck?
my Izanami,
Dude,
guys.
Izanami S plus.
I have some perspective.
Not feeling that one. Isis ult is broken. You can't deny.
Her 3 is busted as fuck. Her 2
Her
is
3 is
good.
broken. Her 2 is
Her 1
really good, and her 1 is mediocre. Her 1 is actually decent mobility, gives her root immunity
It's
as well
okay,
as
yeah.
knockup
Like, she has
immunity.
good everything. It's just that like
There's
she can't
no
be counted.
bad portion to her kit, per se.
The passive is good. If you get okay. Also, if you do the cheese strat early game, that passive is fucking insane. Dude, free MP5 and HP5 in lane, and also CDR at max stacks, which is not too difficult to stack.
Yeah, I agree. I think Isis has to be an S, but she's not an S plus. Izanami is also an S plus.
Izanami, I'd say an A. 'cause
A,
she's
yeah, she's got good
visible.
clear,
Her
but she's
pressure is
countered.
insane, and her late game is pretty good, dude. Like that late game damage is insane.
The 1 is absurd. Like, isn't it 75% attack speed or some shit like that?
Also gives her bonus damage.
Yeah,
Makes her have life steal, which is pretty decent.
yeah. Giannis, I think is A.
I'd say even A plus because Mirrodin.
I put him in A because his anti-heal proc isn't that great.
Yeah, that's literally the only thing, and also like he's very skill intensive. Like for me, I'd put like if you're talking about like Giannis for C host, that's an SS. But like,
Giannis for Seos. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but like
it's
in
too skill
general,
intensive. Also inconsistent as fuck. The 2 is even the best Giannis player. Like the 2 is just unlucky if you're in the middle by accident. Like the enemy
Mhm.
end up in the middle, and the portal is hard as fuck to hit for some reason.
it's kind of slow cast time, really small AOE. Like
Yeah,
I get it.
Like that ability is harder to hit than the old, honestly.
And the biggest thing is like now you're using your 1 on the ground
Yeah,
instead of running away, which is
but-
like really scary.
Insane. I'd say he's A plus just because of that. The,
I say
the
he's
mobility-
A
the
because
mobility
his
and everything.
like his early
Yeah,
game
actually-
feels so rough, and
Actually,
his
it's not bad. It's
I mean-
130 damage at level 1.
I mean,
honestly.
yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like compared to other mages, he just doesn't bring that much like level 1 through 3. You know?
Yeah,
like-
it's very like he's too skill intensive. I'd say. To
Yeah,
be,
he's
like,
so-
insane.
Yeah, exactly. He can't be any higher than A in my opinion because
And it's a playstyle thing as well.
Yeah,
depending on your playstyle. It might be like, cause like some Giannis players are literally just utility based, like, or there's like someone like me that just literally int with the ult
yeah,
to get kills. It and like some playstyles might not fit some games.
I agree. How about Jingwei A plus?
A pressure is too bad for a pressure meta in ADC.
That's true.
Also, she can't be flexed in mid as much. Like she is flexible in mid, but like
Would you ever
with the-
play her in mid over Hachi?
I would because fail not, but like
Hachi's
because
better with
also
fail
good-
not. I feel
Yeah,
like
the problem is that Jingwei just doesn't have pressure at all. Like early game, like there's no good pressure, unless you do the two thing with for the cheese, but that's like not good enough.
yeah, I agree. Yorm is I think S. He's
No,
really
I say A plus.
I think he's really counterable, but he is so strong. Even like his counters aren't the strongest. Like don't shut him down completely. Like Isis counters, there are a few of them, but like they shut her down completely. I don't think there's any character that like fully shuts down a Yorm. Even Zhang, I don't think fully shuts him down.
No, yeah, it's just it's like the problem is that sometimes his kit, while very good, like it might not be enough for a game. Like it's like sometimes his kit doesn't fit a certain team comp.
I agree, but I also think that he's the best backline harasser, backline diver in the game.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I guess I can put him in S. Yeah.
like he also has good matchups into characters like Isis with low mobility, you know, like he has that niche and he also just gets pressure. Like literally no matter where you put him, level 1 he's guaranteed to get pressure. Like there's no character that can
Yeah, those autos are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, so I think that he has to be an S, but he is really counterable. Like he's on the low end of S, but he's there. In my opinion. How about Kali? Do you think the katana nerfs are enough to put her in B plus? A?
A just because of the countdown on the nerfs. Her late game is still decent, but like
Her late game is always
actually,
gonna be
the katana
absurd.
nerfs don't do that much for her because actually like she builds Crusher early game.
Oh, that's true. She only gets the hastened, right?
Yeah, you only get hasten really, and maybe stone cutting, but stone cutting didn't really get touched. Also, Masamune got buffed, so like that's really good on Kali.
Oh, that's true. Kali's always had an underrated early game in my opinion. Like her
It's just that her early game is very rough. Like it's so fucking bad, dude. She has decent Campler, but she doesn't have any kill potential.
dude, once she gets Crusher online, her 2 kind of slaps.
Yeah, but she needs boots and crusher to kill someone.
Yeah,
Otherwise, she
but
doesn't
I
kill
mean,
anyone.
so do some other junglers like Dodgy. Dodgy, I don't think has too
Dodgy
much
can
kill.
still hold though.
Yeah, that's true, but I feel like you blink in 3-2 or 3 auto 2 auto. I mean, that's just a shit ton of damage right there. And even if it's not like 100% kill potential, once she gets like level 7 with like items online or some shit like that, she's just unstoppable. I feel like she's like a way worse Chronos, you know, or like a worse set, I guess.
Dodgy?
No, Kali.
I mean, yeah, Kali, yeah. Oops.
Kepri is
Yeah.
next, and I think Kepri's A
I think
plus.
A plus to S, I'd say, because
He's
the only thing that counters him is executes, and like extremely high crowd control team counts. Like high CC for one person will like be annoying as fuck on him, but like he just does so much. Like he's the most like classic support kit.
Yeah, he's got the most like supporty support. I agree with that. I think he's an A plus and not S because he doesn't bring as much aggression per se as like a Horus would.
Single target aggression insane, but
Oh yeah, but like his AoE aggression, like you're just
I'd say,
not like an
the
Ares
solar
blink
flare
ult.
is the solar flare is insane, but the dash is so fucking situational and it does nothing to hunters.
It's scary to use in Hunters, so yeah. Arthur, King Arthur A plus as well.
A plus, I'd
mean,
say
he's
barely
like-
an A plus.
Pretty much guaranteed like pressure in lane.
Well, not for the first five levels though. Until he. I'd say honestly, like he's barely an A plus because I feel like he gets countered by a lot of gods now, and
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean
have-
anything that disrupts him, you just
his only thing is pressure in team fights on carries. But the thing is that certain carries don't fucking get. If you have AOEs, he does nothing because he can't dodge your abilities.
That's true. But you have to admit, Glad Shield Arthur,
Yeah,
if he gets
broke.
even slightly
So broke.
ahead, he feels unstoppable. Like you pretty much like if he gets a level lead on your soul laner or their soul
he can
laner,
become unstoppable. Yeah,
it's
kind of wild.
insane. So he's super snowbally in that sense. How about Cuckoo?
So
A plus?
I'd say A, not A plus because he's skill intensive, but if
Yeah.
you're good at editing his abilities, he does a fuck ton. Like, insanely good objective secure, good zone, good damage. Even if you can't hit the ult, you can hit the one in the tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Mobility is low, but the 2 is decent.
2 can
And
reposition
the
you.
passive is the most broken, like one of the most broken mage passive. in the
Oh
game.
yeah, just like free 100 power late game. It's just like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
What's next? Kumba? Kumba's nice, I think. I think
A+.
Kumba's A plus. Like he has a
Yeah,
lot of
He brings
CC.
everything you need.
He's a super like you can pick him in pretty much any comp you want. Has great setup with the ult in the 2. Has great peel with the 3.
Problem is like from behind, he's just.
He feels bad
memorable.
because like I mean he has no
I mean,
range
this is
CC.
support. This is support meta, but like him in particular, he can get picked a lot into like double hunters or like Izanami Yorm counters the fuck out of him because passive is useless sometimes.
Yeah, I mean I
Okay.
don't usually pick him for the passive though. I think that the first 4 abilities are really sick. His 1 is like the thing though. I think his 1 is a little
Yeah, that one
subpar.
is bad.
The 1 is a little subpar, especially for a support ability. Just doing damage and being a dash is just like never really a good thing. He's like,
Yeah, it's like the only thing keeping him out of S. I'd
I
say.
agree. I mean, if you look at every other support besides Terra, they have like a special thing on their dash.
Well, Terra also has a special thing. 'cause
Yeah,
it
but, like,
procs up of-
It procs her other abilities, but like on the dash in particular, like Kepri grab, Athena slow, Ganesh stun knock up, you know.
what's the next god?
Kuzenbo, who also has a dash. A
I'd say
plus?
I'd say A just because he's like.
I don't.
I feel like his CC is not consistent.
Well, yeah, I feel like
The three is inconsistent as fuck. You have to be like straight up in their face.
that's true.
The 2 is good because the CDR reset, but I feel like it still gets countered by gods with lifesteal. The
Mhm.
one is good. It's a good poke. It's good range, good clear.
Decent
good,
CC with a slow.
Yeah, it also helps tanking towers and phoenixes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the ult is decent. Like he's just decent all around, but like there definitely feels like something is just missing in that kit.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think
it's
that.
a consistent CC is the problem.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like he brings a lot of disruption, but like no setup. Like it's really hard to set up for either your mage or your carry with a Kuzembo. You know what I'm saying? Like with Ganesh, for example, you just dash them and they're in place. They're in the same place for the entirety of the time. With Kuzembo, you have to dash them, force them into the wall, and only then can your mage or whatever follow up, because otherwise they're going to be moving way too much.
It's true. Like you just need blink to make it work. You
Yeah.
can't use anything
His
else.
ult is just like, you just get off of me tool, you know, like, just disperse them everywhere kind of thing.
It's also a decent mobility tool, but I feel like like he's definitely A, not A plus. Unless you're into hunters, then he is A plus, but that's too situational.
Loki's D tier. I don't want to hear anything else.
In comp, yeah, there's not really any reason you pick him. Like, I think he doesn't bring anything. Like, he has bad early game. His late game gets counted by items, and like he's like a worse Arachne who already got nerfed. So like,
yeah. So what's your
They need to
opinion on Medusa, bruh? A?
A, not A plus because of the dash hitting people.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I think she could have been A plus with that. Her ult is sick as fuck. She can be flexed in 2 roles. Her 2 is decent poke, and her 1 is also pretty sick.
Her one is overpowered as fuck, dude.
So yeah, she's a decent A character. Mercury.
A.
A.
I think the katana nerf didn't fuck him up because he doesn't build it too much.
He doesn't build like too many katanas. I think that like it's super unfortunate that he himself cannot build Fail Not, but I think that the fact that Erendite exists is absurd on him, and also Fail Not, like the passive procs on him as well, like because it's a team wide thing. So
Also, I feel like it's decent overall. Like he has good team fight, good single target damage.
I feel like his 1 through 3 is kind of rough though.
Yeah, he just has mad early game. The 1 is kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, the 1 is inconsistent. Because, like, I mean, like, the 1 does either no damage late game or it crits and does, like, half your health, you know?
Yeah.
Merlin.
He's just always... Merlin S.
S? I agree with that.
I actually know A+, because he doesn't have CC immunity, so Dodgy fucks him up and shit like that, but...
I mean,
he's
neither
barely
does...
out of S.
I feel like... Yeah, he doesn't have CC immunity, but, like, since this is comp, you should usually have enough, like...
It's A plus. What?
Merlin?
I think it's A plus, yeah.
I feel like he just lacks the CC immunity and, like...
You cannot put Merlin with Erlang. He gets fucked by Erlang.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting Isis with
defense,
Erlang.
Good offense, but, like...
I feel like even if he lacks CC immunity,
He's also item dependent as fuck.
That's
so, like,
true, but he's got one of the best objective shreds in the game. He can be put in duo or mid. One of the few mages that I feel like is actually fine in duo lane, despite not being a mage ADC. Flicker is just stupid. Like, you can just dodge abilities with that. Just get out of a Kraken, get out of an Isis Spirit Ball, get out of a Raw Snipe, you know? I think it's really sick in that sense. Just having 3 sets of abilities makes him super versatile. I think that we kind of forget that he's one of the most versatile mages. He's a lot of CC with the Void Stance. Insane amount of damage and shred. His area control is really good.
I think, like, honestly, like that. The only reason he's not in S, I'd say, is literally because the lack of CC immunity.
I don't know though, because like Isis doesn't have CC immunity, nor does Erlang.
Well, she doesn't, but she has
circle of
good,
protections.
Like, self peel.
Yeah.
Merlin only has his flicker. If Merlin gets inted on, he will trade you out, but like there is still a chance that you're gonna like.
He's borderline S in my opinion. Because
certain gods like Zhonghui completely fucking like you don't do anything into them because you just.
I'm quoting this.
What is it? Gamer quote?
I'm gonna put it away. It's in Dave's chat.
I think that Merlin, dude, I want to put him border, right? Like I want to put him in between S and A plus. I really think he's close. It looks ugly though. It looks ugly as fuck. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna put him in S because I think he's just that sick. And having 3 sets of abilities can neath be bad. Neath A plus A.
Neath SS.
A because she does like CC immunity and also gets picked pretty decently. With
her leap kind of sucks. Her leap sucks penis.
Yeah, it's like it's good against some abilities, but like it's very inconsistent. So I'd say
super
like A,
predictable.
Although the global pressure does like keep her in A.
Her 1, 2, and ult are sick. Like her 1 is
her damage potential is way higher than people think.
Her 1 is absurd.
For like, oh, her late game damage falls off. Like, bitch, have you ever gotten like
ult
one by a Neath 1 late game? Yeah, like
ult 1 free, dude. Her 2 is sick in boxing, like whether it's mid or ADC, just because it has a heal. Yeah. It also has anti-attack speed, which is sick.
The attack speed, yeah.
Yeah, her backflip literally keeps her out of A+.
Showdown.
And her passive.
Shut the fuck up. I don't really give a shit.
I actually have one. Never mind. I forgot the.
It's Weaves.
I forgot about that.
Nemethith. Nemesis A.
Almost A plus. I mean, actually maybe A plus, but like I haven't played her too much. But I feel like the problem with her
It's still an early game. Like the problems that she had in the
Yeah.
past still exist. Her
also
clear
counters the most like some of the gods like Yorm, Zhang, and all top like.
Yorm,
hit.
Zhang, and kind of varies depending on
But
if
the
you have
problem
beats.
is that like her early game is rough and she doesn't have CC immunity, so like certain comps will fucking annihilate her.
Yeah. I mean,
And
she's
if
super
down,
item
she's an
dependent.
old bot. Yeah.
I feel like she's an A.
From behind. Definitely A, at least maybe A plus depending.
Maybe in the future A plus if she gets more optimized.
If we try her, like I haven't seen
Yeah, I agree with that. How about Neja A plus?
A plus, yeah, too much flexibility, and the ult is fucking almost uncounterable.
Dude,
for
I
some
don't
guy.
know, dude. This character gets nerfed time and time again, and he's still
And
just
he's always
is
busted. Like, the ring
strong.
toss is broken. He has a heal that gives him steroids. His fucking
His
I mean, his three is
three,
decent.
his three is like his only ability that's like okay, that's like an ability that's not like super overpowered, you know.
The passive is okay, but like I feel like the ult is just like
The
ult
ult,
itself,
the ult alone makes him
maybe A
like
plus.
A plus alone, dude. The ult alone keeps him in A plus.
And
It's
the
absurd.
ring toss and the ult put him in A plus alone. The rest of his kit keep him out of S.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that ultimate,
That's good enough.
that ultimate is absurd. It's literally one of the best setups in the game. It's just one of the best ultimates in the game. Nike A. I don't think Nike's that
That's
good.
maybe A plus, but
She has so many
Yeah.
bad matchups in solo. I think
I feel like she like the thing is her kid was overhyped, but I feel like it doesn't.
it's
Bring
not
them.
bad. That's why I'm not
It's
putting
not
her in
bad, but it
B.
doesn't-
But the thing is, like, her 2 got a little bit of a change, which was nice. Her 1 does slightly more damage than it did in the past. Now it always disarms at least if you hit all 3. Her 3 just got buffed, right? Outright. And I think her ult got slightly nerfed overall. So, I mean, that's cool enough,
I
but, like,
think
she doesn't have a passive.
one big issue though.
She
Well,
literally doesn't
wait,
have a passive.
Yeah, her passive is meh. The problem with Nike is that she doesn't have a single goal that she fills. Like she is tanky, but since the ult got nerfed in the late game in total, she doesn't really fill a role or a role that's useful. Like
Yeah.
sure, being tanky is useful, but like there's other gods that do that that
Osiris.
also like CC. Like that's the problem is that her kit doesn't bring
Anything
like,
special.
It's good. Everything in her kit is good, but it doesn't bring anything that's like required in the meta right now. If
I get what
AP
you're saying.
becomes the meta, then she's going to be meta. But like right now, her kit is good enough. It just doesn't give you anything that's required.
I get what you're saying. She has no niche. She's just kind of like
there's nothing that like she does have some like she has niche like anti-hunters and shit, but like that isn't required in the meta right now. So like that her kit is just not required. It will be in the future, I'm pretty sure, if like certain HP items get buffed, or if like anti-hunter. But that's not it yet.
Nox is an A, I think.
A 2 skill intensive. She would be SS if not from her skill intensive kit.
SS.
No, like actually,
Nox is sick,
Like, her-
bro.
her kit is like her passive is the only bad thing I'd say about Nox, but like her combo.
Her early
like,
game's not
straight up,
that
if
good.
you're- It's decent. It's like she has insanely high scaling for her too.
I mean,
it's
but
just
the
that,
thing
like, it
is,
doesn't hit
unlike other
hard.
mages, she can't poke and clear at the same time. She's like one of
Yeah,
the few mages that
that's the
can't do that.
And then I mean, she can poke with her one. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the one does a fuck ton of damage, and you can't get hit when you fire it because you move from sides. Like if you ignored skill for the list, Nox would definitely be SS because she's like
I wouldn't say SS, but yeah, she'd be high.
no, like if you hit her kit on like every single combo, that shit is fucking broken. But,
I'd say
like,
yeah, I'd
it's
say S
impossible.
plus. I don't think SS is like
And the ultimate is the most busted ult in like one of the most busted ults in the game. Like, it
CC
does so
immunity,
much.
70-second cooldown, damage reduction, shit ton of damage as well, long range, super long range,
For-
big radius, decent secure. I mean, yeah, it's just good. Like I mean,
It's still
Nuwa is an A plus.
definitely
A. A yeah.
Who?
Nuwa.
Nuwa A plus because she's flexible
Okay.
and items are really good with her, but that's it.
Her
She's
ultimate's
not higher
like
than that because
her
dude,
ultimate.
it's so
Her ultimate's pretty cool because you know you just can't miss it. I think that's pretty cool. Odin C tier because
Reaper and
this...
Solgen proc and Divine Urine proc waiting on the map is broken. Decent vision on everyone, fucking high damage at the beginning of a team fight, forcing Aegis's. The only issue is that like there are some gods that counter her, like Ganesha can fucking obliterate her if he's positioning well.
yeah. Odin kind of
what's
sucks
fun.
peeners.
I'd say Odin is like B plus because she's still
No.
B plus because Isis exists and she's OP, but that's like
I don't even still, dude. I
Yeah.
don't think it's worth picking
That's the only
Odin to
niche that
counter
it's not good
Isis. I
Yeah,
think
like,
he's
it's not
C
good
tier.
enough.
He's so
But
bad.
He's also flexible in 3 roles.
Even
in
he's
total.
shit in all
That's
3
why
of them,
That's why
bro.
he's barely like he's not very good. But he is
I don't
still,
think
like,
he's even in B. I think he's so shit.
I don't think he's that bad.
I think Odin is honestly one of the worst characters in this game.
Because Burt Bomb still does damage. The 3 is
Yeah.
okay. The passive is good.
The passive is good. The ult is decent. That's it. The rest of his kit is mediocre to subpar. Like, you have to use literally 2 abilities. Like, imagine if Bacchus had to pop his belch before leaping in order to do damage. That's literally what Odin is. That's what Odin is. And his ult is literally... I mean, yeah, you forced him to get Phantom Veil. That's it. That's literally what you're doing. Relic Dagger is becoming more popular. Phantom Veil is going to be up more often. That ult, literally, its one niche is to counter healing. It doesn't even counter attack speed anymore. And counter immobile characters. I feel like Kabrakan just does that better. Ymir just does that better. If you're countering immobile characters. Healing is the only niche it has. And we have characters like Osiris. We have characters like Serket. We even have semi-anti-heal.
You weren't talking for literally like 5 minutes.
Really? I'm so mad.
Yeah.
It was during the Odin thing. I feel like he's still pickable, but he's bad. He's bad as
He's
fuck.
C
He needs
tier.
to-
I don't think you can even pick him. I think
No,
that...
I think he is B tier at least. Put him at
No.
least in B tier.
No,
because
I
he is
can't put him
flexible
in
3
B.
roles.
Even
Has
still,
damage.
dude.
Damage is still good.
His
Like,
damages
in
are okay, but even still, you have to commit half your kit to do one combo that's easily jukeable. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Wait, we agreed that Anubis was B. Hello.
I thought we agreed he was in C.
No, because he counters some gods. That's why he's like, barely in B.
If I put
Vulcan-
Anubis in B, I'm keeping Odin in C though.
I don't care then. Yeah.
All right.
But keep. Is there E for Loki, by the way?
E, and there's no E tier. D is the lowest.
Aw.
You hate to see it. Ult run.
Okay.
Ult bot. Big ult. This ult is
A
stupid.
plus straight just because of
The ultimate alone puts him in A plus. This
So the
ultimate.
ultimate alone is A.
His 3 is A plus.
His 3 and his snip are putting him in A plus a bit, but then and his passive is also like really good. It's just that like he kind of gets shit on by a lot of gods. And, like
Yeah, I mean he's
if
definitely
you
like
have your ult up, you die. Like straight up, you don't fight him if you don't fight with Ulrun if you don't have your ult.
yeah. But like I mean when you do have the ult, I mean it just feels unfun.
Bro,
It's just unfun, dude. Like you're sitting in that field, you literally just can't do anything if you don't have CC immunity. You're kind of fucked.
Yeah, just put him in A plus. Yeah.
That ult just
Cyrus,
Osiris A plus free.
easy A. Yeah, he's got a good kit enough, and there's really a big miss.
There's nothing really
noise.
bad about him. It's the car alarm somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's just like he's just a straightly like you can always pick Osiris in a team comp. There's never a bad time to pick Osiris.
I agree. What about Pele? A plus? A?
I'd say A because A plus she gets countered by anti-heal. Also, a lot of gods can just like if she like Tomilius Furies you, like you just booga booga and kill her. Her mobility, the 3 is like what keeps her above.
I mean her 2's
Things
kind of
bad.
sick.
Yeah, the 2 is sick, but I feel like it's very telegraphed, so you can very easily immune with at least instant. Like you can always immune, but like.
Yeah.
Doesn't-
I mean, but the pressure she gets early game is like kind of
Yeah.
unmatched. I feel like Erlong is the only character that gets more pressure than her.
That's why she's not. That's why she's not in like. That's why the only reason that she's not in A plus is because she's too counter. Like, easy to just counter her.
I guess. Poseidon A plus or A? I think A plus. CC.
A plus because of the whirlpool and Kraken itself and the mobility from the speed.
You're.
Shaman's Ring getting buffed also makes him like
Dude,
insanely good.
no. Shaman's
Oh
Ring buff.
no! I just.
Or
Oh.
what
also,
about?
Mirrodin is pretty good with him. So.
Yeah, double whirlpool or double 2 proc. That's kind of sick. What about Raw? Raw ka.
A, always good.
He's got
He's
healing.
good. He's easy to dive though, which is like the reason he's not.
He's not even
he
that easy to dive because it's
No, he's
too.
not that easy, but he doesn't have mobility. That's the problem. Like,
That's
he only
true.
has speed,
Yeah,
and
he's
his
got.
speed also is pretty decent.
He's got a similar problem to Poseidon, except he has no heart CC instead of Kraken.
And like that's the problem is that he doesn't have CC, and his 2 is very good in melee range, but that's only it. So,
Yeah.
his 1 is harder to hit than the ult in late game in team fights unless you're in melee range.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The ult is still kind of skill intensive, not very high, but like it's still.
It's decently skill intensive, but the short cooldown makes up for that, as well as the fact that
Yeah.
it's just like, I mean, you can start and
He's
end a fight
always
with that ult.
pickable. Like I'd say he's like almost always pickable. It's just that like there are certain team comps that you can literally not pick him, but like he is pickable for most situations.
Yeah, I agree with that. Raijin, I think, is in a similar boat to Ra.
Yeah, but the problem is that his ult is weak right now because you can fight every. There's so many guys in the meta like at the
You're
you
cutting
ult
out super
Raijin,
much.
die instantly. You
Yeah.
don't do anything with your ult unless you're in complete
Like,
range. But then
Then you're
you
not
can't
in
do
range for
anything.
any of
Yeah.
your other abilities, so.
Yeah, you're not hitting them. And then like the problem is that his kit is too melee. Like the 2 is very good. The 1 is you're gonna hit one of them. You're not gonna hit all 3 of the hits.
Uh-huh.
His 3 is useful because it's a leap, but then it can still be CC'd. So like
No, I don't think it can.
yeah, you can get CC'd before it goes off.
Oh, can you? I thought they
You can
removed
move
that.
though. At least you can move now, but like it's kind of eh. And then his passive is kind of underwhelming, honestly.
It's decent
compared to
early
the other
game.
one. Yeah, it's decent at level 1 when you do like the speed buff thing because you can have your one on a lower cooldown, but then like in team fights it's not that useful.
It's
I
not
feel
that
like-
useful, but it's not like a bad passive.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
it's just like it's a meh passive.
It's just
but
like one
not
you don't really think about, like Susana passive, I think.
A, barely an A. I'd say like he's an A because he's good at everything. Like as a hunter, I mean, like.
Well, I think
damage-wise,
Rom
but,
just
like,
simply can't be below A. Rom is Rom, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
he can't be below A, but he can never be above it right now because
I mean,
he's
yeah,
too easy to dive. His ult is like skill intensive as fuck to hit all of them.
yeah. Rom is one of the hardest characters in the game, besides like
He
Nox.
doesn't have a passive. It's literally his one
Yeah, it's
thing
unfortunate.
is passive. Dude,
Yeah.
like his kid is his kid could be good. I'm tilted it's not.
I mean,
like- it's
he's
just, like,
super
okay.
close. He's super
Yeah,
close
he's
to being
just-
good. Cause like if he got like a passive that gave him power
The
or some
dash is
shit.
also pretty good because it goes directional, and his 2 is pretty useful.
This too is one of
uh,
the better stims for
Rat
sure.
A plus easily.
Yeah, I mean global. We can just put Robin with the
global-
same. We'll put Robin there as well.
Well, the thing for like Red is that is everything made.
Yeah,
I would argue like he's not S just because I feel like he doesn't.
I feel like he's not S because Thor's S. That's literally it.
the boot,
You're cutting out
Well,
super rad. I can't hear a thing you're saying, bro. What?
the Acorn start's also pretty good.
Oh yeah, the acorn
I'm
starts pretty
gonna
sick.
get off because Sam is a fucking cunt.
Fair enough.
What's okay?
Okay.
Robin A plus. He's always pickable.
I think Robin's A plus because he's unpeelable, bro.
Yeah.
Boom.
he's very-
Old CC
he's-
immunity.
He's
Ult-
good at everything. He has everything you need: sustain, damage, pressure, everything. The
Yeah.
problem is that Robin, from behind in the late game, will not do a whole. He's not gonna do that much, but he is still gonna do his job. Dive backline. It's
Yeah.
just that, like
I think
Yeah.
that Robin, as a support player in particular, right? Peeling against the Robin is literally like one of the most fundamentally impossible tasks you can put yourself
certain
in.
gods, though, like are ungankable as Robin because like certain mages and hunters are literally just.
So super
Safe
like
against this
mobile.
kid,
Yeah. But like
Poseidon gets fucking wrecked.
yeah, but like overall, like yeah, maybe a Hachiman can like outrun you, you know, but like in a general team fight, right? If I'm a support trying to peel against the Robin, Robin what? Ults in, right? Or blinks in, either or. He ults in, dunks on the kid, he gets mitigation so I can't do damage to him, and now neither does my carry do damage to him, right? And then he just drops his kit. He has his Magi's cloak to stop one of my CC abilities, and he has his 2 to stop my other CC ability, and then he has beads if need be, right? Like 3 forms of CC immunity possible. This also means that he can pretty much almost always just go blink first relic because he has CC immunity, which allows him to play more aggressive than something like an Erlong, which might have to get beads just because he has no CC immunity. I think that Robin having his 2 literally
Yeah.
makes him one of the more broken assassins.
Like I don't. He's almost S, but I feel like he's not.
He's not just because like he doesn't have
Always
as much
pickable.
CC as Erlong. Like imagine if his
Yeah.
imagine if his 1 just stunned, then he'd just be like S easy. Like
Bro, he'd be S plus if he won.
that'd actually be retarded.
Even.
That'd be stupid. bro.
Scylla,
Scylla's A plus.
A plus, yeah. She's like always pickable, I'd say, as a mage. Like if you need a mage, she's mobile. Actually, A plus maybe because her dash. I mean, her. 3
She has
is
more
good.
mobility than most mages, so I'd put an A
It-
plus.
The only problem is that her ult can be difficult to hit on, like if you don't have setup for it. But even then, it's not that hard, and you can still use it for objective secure.
Yeah,
And like her poke is insane. Like her 2 is fucking broken, and the 1, if you can hit it on late game, it does.
the
way
1
too
does
much.
like almost as much damage as the 2, like
It does as much
uncharged.
damage and it hits 3 people, and like that setup. If you can hit it late game, that's an ult for free, and you force ages.
Or beads. Circuit.
Cricket is A plus easy.
Yeah, the
If
taunt
you
is
put Scylla
sick.
in A,
Do I put Scylla? I put it an A plus on accident. Oops.
Circuit. So I mean, what? Circuit is easily A plus. Circuit is just all good.
Circuit can't be really that bad. Like, there's never gonna be a time where it's like, oh wow, Circuit sucks.
The only time
you know?
it's bad is into an. Even Ares, you can just the ult.
You're cutting out so hard, dog. I can't understand a word you're saying.
I think that's just Discord, honestly.
Yeah, it probably is.
I think that I think that
Circuit.
Circuit is just good everywhere. Like, she has good CC, good insane mobility, good damage. Even as a support, she has insane.
Let's
damage.
not forget that she can be played in 3 roles. And she has like insane, just like, I mean, having true damage, being one of the 2 characters that has true damage just makes you like guaranteed good. You know what I'm saying? Like that combined with the fact that it also has anti-heal attached to it and is a stun and a throw, kind of nuts, you know? I think Circuit just has so much just potential as both a support and like a solo laner as well as a jungler. What about Set? I think S. Set, I think, is just S. I don't think you can really.
Think he's S. He does. I think he does have counter.
He has counterplay, but like.
Well, we haven't shown up yet with him because he's still a new god. So like the counters. I know there are counters to him. There's no way he doesn't.
Of course.
That kid is counterable, but like we have yet to see them. So like he's in S. I think
Temporarily, you think? I think even if you discover his counters, though, he's just so flexible and he's so.
That's the thing. But like I think that he's definitely gonna have counters that are gonna put him in A, and even nerfs is gonna. Well, even with nerfs, I think he stays in A plus, unless they're like massive. So like I think he's like barely.
I think he's gonna stay in S for a bit. I don't think there's gonna be a counter
So
strong enough. Like even if
someone in SPL might find one, and oh shit, everyone's gonna do it. But that's it.
But I don't think even with a counter that, like. Unless it's like just like.
Well, I feel like his kid is just right now. The kid is damage, decent mobility, and not
some
really
sustain.
crowd control.
No crowd.
Poke. I fucking. But that's the thing. If I pick like Circuit that counters him.
Maybe.
Maybe, but that's the thing is like we still don't know. So I'd say an S right now, but he might drop. I'm definitely thinking he's gonna drop eventually.
I think that even if he does get, even if we figure out 1 or 2 counters to him. I think that's the thing. He only is going to have 1 or 2 counters. I don't think there's going to be a vast array of characters that can counter him, like some other characters, right? And I think another thing with Set in particular is just like his flexibility to be played in 4 roles, even 5 if you're getting frisky in mid, right? Like he can play 80. I mean, not support, 3 roles. ADC he could probably play. We haven't seen it, but I think he could be played there.
We have seen it, yeah. Snoopy and.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. Snoopy played it.
Shit, it's. Support, I don't think he's viable at
Nope.
all. I feel like
you can't play. I mean, I misspoke when I said
he's only damaged.
I misspoke when I said 4. I think he could be
Mid,
played. He can be
playable,
played
but I
mid,
don't
but
like
like
it.
I don't think he's like good in mid, but he can be played there.
Yeah,
I think
it's just broken enough to the point where like you can put them here and.
I think
still be
jungle and
decent.
solo are where he's like the best at, and solo in particular is absurd. He has one of the few characters that just like sustains in lane. He's got one of the best 1v1 potentials.
His
He's
first
just
3 levels are rough, but after that, dude, like his mid to late game is just too good.
well, Bruiser Set
him?
is so scary because he just dives you and you can't kill him, but he can kill you. Scotty. A plus? S? A plus.
A plus because she's counterable.
I think she doesn't have enough mobility to be an S.
Yeah, and also she's still like the dog is good, but God's like Yorm is the #1 counter. Like if you have a Yorm against Scotty does nothing. Like
Yeah, the
Yorm
dog just
auto-attacks
doesn't
her dog
exist.
to death, can't get permafrosted.
Oh yeah, you're
and
right.
He shuts her down.
Yeah.
Like, he is the #1 counter, and even gods like Izanami, Freya, or just gods with high attack speed like Zhonghui or Hunters, her dog doesn't do that much. She still has one of the best crowd controls with Permafrost, and her objective damage with the dog is good, but I feel like she is counterable. Like,
she's a little
just
bit too
very good.
reliant on the dog, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
She's still very good, but like, she also doesn't have a passive much. I mean, she has Calder, but like, he's more of an ability than.
well, no, her
passive,
passive now
so-
gives her like power if Calder's dead or something like that, right? Some shit.
Does it?
I know they gave her a
that's
passive
anything, I think, yeah.
mid-season. I know they did something.
Yeah, never mind. I forgot about that.
Sobek is A plus. I think.
Yeah, I'd say he's barely A plus because you get really hard if you miss your block.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's super skill intensive, but like, I mean, the payoff for hitting
It's
the
only
clock.
one thing, yeah. But like, and then the thing is, if you're behind and you pluck someone, you die.
Yeah,
That's not
that's
fun.
true. But
Good sustain, flexible in 2 roles.
yeah, I feel like
insane damage.
if you're even to a head, you can just pluck. If you miss it, you can press 2 and ult, and you should be fine usually. More times than not. I mean, just like the pressure
Good
that,
ult.
just the pressure that a potential pluck can give you, just gives you some space. You know what I'm saying?
Sobek doesn't have a single bad ability, but his passive is very underwhelming, I'd say.
His passive is sick.
No, the problem is that like you're not stacking it well half the time.
That's
Like,
true.
That's the only reason I'd say is like it's a meh passive. Also, it's only base protection, so it's only good early game where you don't normally have a really good impact unless you're like in dual lane. Or
I mean,
solo.
it's decent for tanking towers and shit because you can auto the
Yeah.
towers down a bit.
So yeah, I think he's like in there. Soul, I'd say
A,
A
yeah.
plus.
A?
Actually, yeah.
I
'Cause
think
she is a
A.
hunter. She is a mage, and mages in dual lane are pretty good now, but I feel like she just lacks something. Like she lacks CC. She's good. She's like a jack of all trades mid, but a mage. I mean, but like I don't know. I feel like she just
She doesn't have like as much burst as something like a Scylla or
like
Ra.
the only reason like the number one reason that you normally pick her for is that oh the enemy has a slow like a slow based comp pick soul, or the enemy has like we want another hunter but we don't want like Kronos because he's too early game, or it's bad and we don't
Mhm.
want Freya because she's shit, or Olorun is kind of not safe.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's always pickable, but like I don't know.
Here's how I'll explain it. Her 1 can't really do damage because it's melee range, basically. Her 2 is her only form of damage outside of her ultimate, ability-wise, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't shred as hard as like a Chronos late game. So like,
Also her. Yeah, also, although I will say that she does have flexible builds, I think people don't realize how her ability-based builds are fucking overpowered because her scaling is still really high.
yeah, I agree.
It's
I
just
think that
also since Rings got nerfed, she's like what? She's safer than a lot of mage hunters, I would say.
yeah, but like here's what I'm saying. She, like you said, she is a jack of all trades, but she also happens to be a master of none. Cause like her CC, her slow, her knock up on the first tick,
The only thing is that like that what I'd say broken with her is that
her
she's
heat, like
unCCable. You cannot CC her with her 3 and her ult. She's unCCable, but like
that's true. I think the bigger thing is
it.
that she can just kill tower at 7 minutes.
yeah, that her like basic attacks do a fucking damage to objectives, not just like towers, but like
Anything, yeah.
Gold Fury is like one of the strategies I've been seeing is you pop your 1 on the Gold Fury, you pop your 3 basic attack and run around the Gold Fury and it gets hit by everything and you cancel the 3 as fast as possible and it just dies. Like her objectives are just too good.
Yeah, her objective shred is nuts. And then her ult gives her decent secure. I think that's like the biggest reason why you'd pick her over like an Olorun or Freya or Kronos is that she's the only mage ADC with secure as well. Because like
Yeah, but
hunters
it's-
overall don't have that.
because it's only the first hit that does damage.
Yeah, but even
But-
still, it's like better secure than a Kronos
Good
one.
burst, it's as well. Yeah.
It's better secure than a Kronos one or a Freya anything or Olorun one, you know? Like it's the best mage secure for a mage
Yeah.
hunter, you know?
Wukong,
Wukong, a
He's just
he's like
traditional warrior.
he's Wukong, baby.
Good mobility, decent poke. I mean, good poke actually.
He's pretty safe with the ult. Like it's hard to gank
very
him.
high safety, but I feel like he's just there. He's just kind of like a chalk, basically, but with
With
he's like a budget chalk, but he's still always pickable.
yeah.
He's
What
like
about
a mobile
Susano?
chalk. I'd say A to A plus. I'd say A just because cripples and no CC immunity.
I
But
can
like,
see that. I mean, A plus because big circle.
but his carry is fucking no. But I feel like the lack of CC immunity and the cripples
That's true.
are the reason he's not. Also, his early game is okay, but it's not the best. It's kind of meh.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's
I just
definitely
think-
really good though.
I mean, that ultimate is really strong. That 2 is pretty strong.
Burst, dude, the burst and the mobility, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of mobility. He's just able to weave in. I think the hit and run kind of play style where you like 3 in, press 2, 1-1, dash away kind of style is really strong. Just like a good amount of poke, but it's also
Yeah,
relatively safe.
They're
But like you
also very
said,
high ceiling. If you
but-
can get to like, if you're really good at Susano, he does literally so much. He's like A plus S.
yeah, but like you said, it also takes a lot of time for that to come out. So disruption, I think, just like shits on him really hard. Like imagine if you're going through your combo and then
RDO.
Ganesh just sits there, just like
RDO, Ganesh, literally like any gods that have like
like slight.
he gets fucked back.
Yeah, Kepru grabs you, shit. You know, Horse knocks you up, shit. You know, like if you get CC'd while in that combo, you have no
His
CC
three gets body
immunity.
blocked by enemies if you're like getting dove. His
Yeah.
one,
His one's just good, I think.
So-
Overall,
yeah,
it's not great
Gets
because
cancelled,
it takes a
gets like
little bit
back.
too long.
Yeah.
Sylvanas
I'd say
A. Oh, I put him in B for some reason. A, yeah.
insane pressure, like one of the highest pressures besides Yorm as a support or
Mhm.
guardian rather. The heal is good. The root is really good. The pull is very skill intensive, but if you can hit it, he's
But like
insane.
it's also non-committal.
Very good ult and okay passive, I guess.
His passive's all right if you're getting like lucky. The thing
If
with
you're getting gods, it's fine. Yeah.
the thing with Sylvanas is that his weakness isn't in his kit. I mean, I guess if he has no mobility in his kit, I guess it is his kit. It's just like he has no mobility, you know? Like, and in a meta where I feel like support is the focal point of like your kills early game, like the way you try to snowball early game is either pick the support or just force relics
But
on their carries.
that being said, Sylvanas is extremely difficult to dive. If you dive Sylvanas, you are losing one person unless you're ahead.
That's true,
Like
because
there's
his
three
ult,
around.
his 1, his
So, like,
2.
if your Sylvanas has good positioning, he's literally uncounterable. Like
I think
good at
that
hitting his 3.
the thing is, if you hit his 3 like semi consistently, it's one of the safest CCs in Smite. Like, what can you do to counter Sylvanas 3 like aggressively? You know what I'm saying? You can defensively, you can beads it, right, or use a CC immunity of your own. But unlike something like a Kepri pluck or a Sobek pluck, it's one of the
Like-
only like plucks that just like is free. Like
I
if you
would
miss it,
argue
nothing
that-
happens.
Like I would argue he's an A plus because also as a mid or ADC or even a jungler, you cannot take paths. Like you're when you're wherever you walk is dangerous. Like if you go into the jungle, you can't. It's risky. Like there's a 50% chance you get hit by a fucking 3 and you die. Like you will
That's
die
true.
or get your relics forced. So I think like he's in between A and A plus. I'd say.
I'd say the only thing keeping him out of A plus is the fact that he's lacking mobility. That
long range pick potential like an Isis or a Kepri will fucking him up, but that's it. Like that's his only counter. But it is a really good counter. So
yeah, I think Terra's A plus. I mean, that ultimate's kind of broken, if I
her
remember
early
correctly.
game is rough.
Yeah.
But her late game and mid game is fucking.
But I mean, like-
actually, her early game isn't that bad. It's just before level 5. After that, she's
Once you get level
good.
5, you're kind of just smooth sailing,
Great
bro.
CC, countered by cripples and silences. She's like a Susano for Guardians, but
But like, I mean,
crowd control.
unlike
and ult is
Susano
really
for
good.
Guardians, her ult just like has an impact as soon as you press 4.
Yeah, and it can hit 9 people. It can impact all 10 people on the map.
Yeah, it's absurd.
So like, who's next?
Thanatos.
I'd say, honestly, I'd say A because he is flexible and like the items in the game meta right now are really good for him. Masamune getting buffed, Erendite being buffed.
Mm.
Two of his base items also good ult. Even if you don't execute, it's a stun.
It's a decent. It's like a budget Thor ult almost.
He has insane sustain. His silence is pretty good. His 2 is really good. I think the
Honestly?
only reason he's not an A plus is because he is skill intensive. If you can hit the 1, you are not playing Thanatos.
Yeah, I think that's pretty true. I think another
And that's
issue
for being in a meta.
with Thanatos is compared to like other assassins, I feel like his CC is a little lackluster.
Yeah, he's more of a warrior playstyle of an assassin. It's like a
Yo.
weird playstyle.
It's a weird-
It's a unique playstyle.
Yeah, I'll give him that. I think that he could honestly. I think he's a little underrated right now. I feel like
He's extremely underrated. Yeah.
he's got a cleave auto for the jungle clear. His one shots early game, and late game it's like good sustain. I think that's the thing though, is like late game compared to what a Robin. You know, he's not doing as much compared to a Merc, compared to Dodgy. I feel like the impact that Thanatos has late game is way worse, you know? Because you can't dive the backline nearly as well because your abilities aren't doing nearly as much. Your ult, if you're saving it for the execute, you're not getting any CC out of your kit. So it's like his role in a late game team fight is super muddy.
I think he has a decent. Wait, who are we talking about?
Thanatos.
Yeah, I think his team fight is decent, like the game, because he still has the. Even if you miss the even if you don't use it for the execute, it's still a decent setup.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, late game, either you're choosing to set up for your team, but then you don't get the execute, which is like one of the better parts of late game Thanatos, is that you can just remove someone with 40% health or less, or you're using it as a stun, but now, or either you're using it as an execute to remove someone with 40% health or less, or you're using it as stun. You can't really do both. It's rare that
Yeah.
you're gonna hit like 2 to.
It's just the only thing I like though, in comparison to Ao Kwang, is that if you do fuck up the execute, right, the enemy heals or something, or he gets it's still a stun. So like
That's true.
an AOE stun. So like even in worst case scenario, you still get something out of it. And I think that that's the only reason he's not in B plus
I agree.
because, but yeah, what's this called?
Thor S tier. Sorry, maybe
think-
even S plus.
S plus
But
I'd say actually, because he has very little counterplay.
what is the
Because-
counterplay right now?
Actually no, S. I'd say S because skill intensive. The only reason he's not an S
Ah,
plus.
easy though. Like I mean, you press 4, and
No,
after
like,
that the
one,
combo.
the one is still kind of like difficult to hit if you don't have like.
Well, if you're
max
hitting it
range one.
raw, I guess. But like, are you ever hitting Thor 1
The
raw?
ult can be dodged on a lot of characters, but
Okay, the ult I'll give you. I think the ult
even
is like
still, that kid is broken. Like there is little counterplay, if anything. Like I'd say, some characters can like deal better with him, but there's no actual counter that I can think of.
there's no character that just beats him. You know, like
Yeah,
whether
but,
it's in
like, there are
support,
characters that
mid.
deal better with him. So
Yeah,
like,
they're
that's why
characters that
he's
can
not
like
OP. Yeah,
not insta die to him. That's
why
true.
he's not an S plus, but like he's on the border. Like
He's super close to being S
Yes.
plus, dude. If they changed his
Yeah.
passive and made that passive a little bit better, S plus.
honestly, his passive is decent.
Yeah, early game, late game is not that great.
Okay, that's okay because he's always gonna be viable. I'd say
Thoth is a super high range artillery mage. I think that
insane high range, very good poke.
yeah,
Gnosis immunity, but his Phoenix defense is fucking crazy.
it's so annoying. You can't. It's so hard to break a base with Thoth.
You can't fight around a Gold Fury if you don't have vision on a Thoth. Like he will fucking annihilate you. The only problem is that of course he gets fucked by some meta gods like Ares, Thor fuck him up.
Yeah, Set.
Long
I think
distance-
also. I think Set also kind of fucks him up.
That also fucks him up. So like that's the only reason he's not A plus. Also, his kit is not skill intensive.
You're cutting out. What?
Oh, whoops. But yeah, like his ult is also like not that skill intensive. But like if you miss it up, you don't really get anything off it. So
That's
and
true.
it does take a time. It does take time to charge. And one thing to point out is that during an objective secure, if you're not bursting it fast enough, it can be awkward as fuck to use your ult to secure because you'll have to cancel your ult and then you recharge it and then it doesn't do the full damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Tier, I think is an A.
Tier-
I mean, like, he's
Yeah,
he's a
viable.
warrior. You can play him. Not much else
I
to
think
be said.
he's just situational, but not that much to be in B plus. It's just that like he relies too much on blink, but he still has a good pressure, good CC, a very good prid win,
Yeah, he's got one of the better Pride Win procs.
good sustain, good mobility, can last forever in a team fight if you fucking don't have anti-heal.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Uller, A plus.
Wait, you missed some god, I'm pretty sure. Didn't you?
No.
Oh, Uller A plus easily. The only weakness he has is
Lack of CC
no CC
immunity. I think
Yeah,
that's it.
But otherwise, he is like if he had CC immunity and literally anything, he'd be S plus, or SS.
This character can snowball so hard, so quickly.
Yeah, very flexible as fuck. He can be played in almost every role except for support. I'd say like mid 80, John Solo if you're very good at him, but if you're not good at him, then
I mean, mid ADC, that alone gives him decent
Yeah.
enough flexibility, and he's like one of the better characters in both those roles. Like,
insane single target damage, very good poke, good. Like his one goes through enemies, so it still hits multiple people.
his clear is
Good.
one of the best.
Still has a stim with his too. Mobility is high, I'd say for a hunter.
I mean, he's got a leap and a mobility or like a
yeah, and
movement
his
speed
is
stem.
pretty good. So yeah, he's just always good. Like he's never bad.
The only like
Vomit,
bad thing besides his CC immunity is no ult. Vomit, I think is
I think
A.
He would be A plus if Ankh wasn't in the game.
Yeah, Ankh literally
Contagion
shuts this
is
character down.
Ankh and Contagion are in the game, so it's kind of like he can't be any higher than A. But I wouldn't put him in B plus because he's still tanky with the shield. and
He
his
still
ult,
plays
and
the
also
same.
Decent damage, good pressure, always
Mhm.
has good poke, runs down your backline like a motherfucker half the time.
Yeah.
But he's just not fantastic. He's just okay. Vulcan A plus, I'd say.
A plus. Okay.
Not in S plus because S because skills, but like he has. Actually, no, put him in A. Yeah, put him in A because I feel like the problem is that like he has insane damage, but he is skill intensive, and he's
He's-
flexible as fuck.
He's skill intensive, flexible, but I think that his early game, compared to other mages, isn't as strong.
Depending on your start, it might be bad. Like if you do turret start, it's risky, but because if someone invades, you are completely fucked and you're out of the game.
Uh-huh.
If you go one, then that's a lower damage and you're not starting in lane. But the one does. He has insane poke, probably one of the highest damage gods in the game with poke.
Yeah, his pass is really
insane
strong.
objectives. Like Gold Freeze and Fire Giant get shredded by his turret.
And the
and
scary
also
thing is
it's
like
also
you
no
can't really,
ability.
if you don't have vision on the Vulcan, you can't really like do an objective either without killing
Yeah.
him. You know what I'm saying? Because like
And
he
the-
can just
the
drop
turret,
the ult.
Turret is fucking annoying, dude. Like he doesn't get punished for losing it. It's like an AMC1, but like it does so much damage that like you are always gonna get hit by at least one hit of it,
Yeah.
and he doesn't lose anything out of it. His magma bomb is pretty cool. Ult is skill intensive.
Okay, so the ult is, I think, his worst part of his kit, aside from objectives, because like it's really hard to set up because of like the timing
I
of
think
it.
the zoning is the only good thing. Like you will force mobile. That's kind of just like
Yeah, that's literally it.
that's why he's not in high A plus to S because his ult is kind of just meh right now.
I agree. Shibalanke is like B plus A. I really
Say
want to
B.
put him B plus.
I'd say actually B plus because his ult is still like
His ult is still
global
a blind.
Still good.
But like it's
But the lack of a stun is fucking awful. His pressure is the worst in the game of any god. I'm pretty sure. I can't think of a single god that has worse pressure.
Loki.
Honestly, Loki I think has better pressure.
Level 1, not really.
In his respective role, he does have better pressure because like the 2 still has okay, but Shibalanke's 1 is too risky. Maybe not in the solo lane, but I don't know. He has his 2 is okay. I'd say it's a decent ability. His 3 is okay, but if you get CC before it by like an Erlong, you die. And there's so many matchups like a Fenrir, Erlong that completely fucking you don't do anything. Like
I mean that nerf to his ultimate gutted the character in my opinion. Like one of his biggest things was just like the amount of pressure his ult. Cause like let's be real, were you ever picking Shibalanke for his kit outside of his ultimate? Not really, right? Like that's pretty much what they did. Is like imagine if Hunbat's ult was just a slow instead of like a fear, you know?
I feel like it's like if they made it so that Humbat's ult was just a massive purple slow.
Exactly. It's like
It'd be like
you
it's
know.
like, it's kind of cool. Like the problem is that like without this stun, you can move however you want,
Yeah.
and you can use mobility abilities. So like, I don't know.
It's not
They also
nearly as
made it less-
disruptive.
They made it more quiet so that you don't get fucking like you don't get deaf from
Yeah.
the fucking ult. Jington A to A plus.
Almost A plus. He's so close, dude. I can't wait for
I'd
this guy to be an A plus.
I'd
He's
say the passive is what keeps him. Like there's
Dude, his passive is
Also-
sick.
also I mean it's just like bad late game, but like the problem with Jingchen is that his 3 is still buggy as fuck, dude. Like that's
I
the
don't.
only thing
I thought they fixed it, but they didn't.
yeah, like it's still bugged, and you can get canceled mid-air for no reason. And, like,
even though it's a
he
leap
has
that.
good, he does have a good everything though. Like his
I think
1 is
that
good damage, good poke, good everything, good hunter destroy. His 2 is an insane CC. His 3 is good mobility. His ult is just good, but it's slow. It's also counterable.
I think the one of his weaknesses is that all of his CC is super close range. Like his 2
Yeah.
is like 35 or some shit for the knock up.
He doesn't have a single ability that's range. That's literally his only problem, I'd say, because
Yeah.
like the 3 bugging out is not that big a deal because the rest of his kids can bail him out, and his passive is good early game, but like
It's
the lack
really
of
strong early game.
range- if he gets any buff, even like a fucking HP buff or something, he's A plus instantly. Like he's
I
at
agree.
the edge. You mean B
Ymir
plus?
A plus?
No, B plus.
Oh, B plus. I was like, what the hell? I think
The
I agree
wall
with
is
that.
broken.
The wall is broken. I agree. The freeze is super weird because it's so slow, like just the cast time of it,
His
and he's
pressure
also
is pretty
rooted.
good. He's flexible in 3 roles,
Yeah.
and the passive, like the buff to the passive so that enemies is really good because his ult insta procs it
Hmm.
before you pop it. I'd say his biggest issue is that of course all behind you don't really do a whole lot, but
I mean,
it's still like it's still okay. Like he's honestly like I would say he's still pickable in situations. He's just really high risk, high reward.
I think that the wall is the reason you pick him right now. Like if they have like 4 or 5 dashes, and you can get picks consistently with that wall, then that's why you'd pick him. Because like I mean, the Ymir wall is broken, like no doubt, right? It's one of the most broken abilities
Yeah.
for a Guardian. And the fact of the matter simply is though that he roots himself for literally every other ability besides his wall. He roots himself on his 3, his
Yeah.
2 as well as his ult. He just feels
His ult
really
is-
clunky.
His ult is a worse so back ult, but like it does have reduced damage, but he does have high damage. So like I think he's like between A plus, A and B plus. I mean,
Yeah, I
but
can
yeah.
see it.
Zeus. A.
Zeus got nerfed pretty hard, dude. That detonate, like showing where the detonate
Someone-
is.
Yeah, but also Mirrodin with his 1 is.
Oh,
really
that's
good.
true.
He's like A. I'd say he's still pickable and also counters Thor. I mean, not counters, but like
Can be played into Thor decently.
yeah, because if you ult yourself, the Thor will never go on you, but then you force your.
Yeah. I think Zhang is like
Okay, Jean-Qui
S. Yeah, Zhang Kui is one of the best mages. I think besides Ice is like the best mage. Like, I mean, he shits on Merlin, he shits on Yorm.
He's flexible in every role, basically.
Yeah, except for like support, jungle, I
maybe?
guess.
I mean, it's still pickable. Like, it's just that like he's OP so that he'd be
well,
pickable. But, like,
he's so OP in solo, ADC, and mid that there's literally no reason to put him in jungle or support. Like, I feel like Zhang is absurd. He's one of the best characters in his roles. Like,
and he counters the highest level. He counters. Well, he doesn't counter Chronos, but he has a good matchup into it. On her cannot fight him if he has an Aegis.
yeah, on her literally, because like you can't knock him back.
Ares can pull him, but he's still.
I mean, then you're pulling a Zhonghui with an ult.
Yeah.
To his
Erlon
team.
can knock him up, so he gets fucking annihilated. Isis gets countered by him if he gets anti-heal. Rion cannot win lane against him. Merlin is
Can't run away.
That's the hardest counter. Yeah. Set.
Neutral.
I mean,
Neutral.
Okay.
And Thor. I mean, do you really want to dunk into a Zhonghui ulting?
Yeah, you don't want to dunk into the Zhonghui. Like, he is just so good. He's basically, I think he's between S and S plus. Like, he's like.
So if he had CC immunity, he'd be straight SS, dude. Like, imagine if his ult gave him CC immunity even for a bit.
It used to, and it used to heal his teammate when the ghost would heal his teammate, dude.
What were they thinking of this character, dude? I think that's it, though, right? Like, this is all the gods. Oh, you know what? Did we talk about the Morgan? I straight up don't remember talking about the Morgan.
Situation. It's a situational as fuck, but
She can be sick.
yeah.
Okay, have you seen
Like,
enough of
they
Persephone
do
to
have some
predict where
matchup.
she is? I don't know. Persephone?
I didn't know Morgan was there.
What? Morgan's A+. You're cutting out super hard. What?
Morgan.
Bro, I can't understand a word you're saying. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Yeah, I think this is the tier list though, overall. Yeah, that looks like everything is marked up, ready to go. Let me screen cap this real quick. Morgan's A+, I think. I think that she has just so much. Bro, you are lagging, dude. I can't hear a word you're saying. Whatever. That's gonna be the stream. That's also gonna be the recording. Yeah, that's the tier list.